Hi guys, my name's Jim and welcome to Six String Studies. Now today we're going to be looking at picking, and we're going to be doing some basic exercises, probably 3 exercises fairly slowly to get you on the right road to alternate picking. Now if you do this correctly and slowly, you will find that it will lay the foundations for faster speeds, because speed is just a byproduct of accuracy. So the slower and the more accurate you can do it, the better. But before we get to that, if this is your first time here, welcome. If you like what you see and you want to see more lessons like this, then hit that subscribe button and the bell notification button as well, so you don't miss any lessons. Also, you can check out my guitar primer and Six String Studies book 1, 2 and 3, and the guitar primer is a free download for you. Let's get to the lesson. Okay, so for all these exercises, we're going to be using the A Dorian scale. And the first exercise we're going to be doing is, well, they're all going to start in triplets, and then we're going to work them up to sextuplets. It starts like this. We're on the 5th fret here of the E string with our first finger. Then you're going to go to the 7th fret with your third finger. Then the 8th fret with your little finger. And you're going to do alternate picking. So you should have down, up, down. Then you're going to restart that, this time on an upstroke. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm going to start at 60 beats per minute. I'm using my little KDM2 metronome here just because it's quite loud and I like the sound of it. So I'm going to put that on. Here we go. So we triplets. Triplet, triplet, like that. So what we do is we perform what I call a single repetition of it. So it sounds like this. And another one. Then a treble. All right, you should also try and get your foot going at the same time here. This is going to reinforce your inner clock, get the pulse going. Okay, let's try that at faster speed. What about if we go to maybe 100? Now, obviously, you're going to take your time working up to this, but let's see how we do. Now, once you've got those down, you're going to be transferring that first position there to the second part in the Dorian scale. We're going to be starting on the 7th fret with the first finger, the 8th fret with your second finger, and the 10th fret with your little finger. So you're going to get the same idea here. Single, single, and a treble. Okay, now the third part in the exercise is to move it to frets 8, 10 and 12 with fingers 1, 2 and 4. Okay, not 1, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 4. Okay, so we want the same thing, it's single, single, treble. With the metronome still at 100. Okay, so now I'm going to change it to 120. Still on triplets here. I'm going to go through all the positions for you. Okay, so what we do now is we back the metronome off to 60, but still play exactly what we just did, i.e. the 120, the way we did it 120. But now we're going to be doing sextuplets. It sounds like this. All right, etc. And you're going to work it all the way up. All the way up to 120. Okay, that is exercise 1. Let's look at exercise 2. Okay, exercise 2 is basically the reverse of what we did in exercise 1. We're going to be coming backwards. So we're starting on the 8th fret with our little finger, then going to the 7th fret with our 3rd finger, and then the 5th fret with our 1st finger. So we have this. It's still down, up, down, up, down, up. So we're at 60, still doing triplets. There's your single. And another one. Finally finish with that treble. Move on to the next position. And finally, your 3rd position, starting with the little finger here on 12. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Treble. All right, let's try 100 again, something like that. Next position. And finally this position. Okay, let's go to 120. Next position. Final position. And then of course you'd back it off to 60 and do it as sextuplets. And you're going to try and work all that up to 120 beats per minute, and it will take a long time, so you've got to have focus and patience here. Okay, here is exercise 3. We're going to start with the little finger. This is a little more tricky. We're going to go down on the 8th fret here, little finger, up on the 5th fret, 1st finger, down on the 7th fret with your 3rd finger, up on the 8th fret, down on the 7, up on the 5th. Then I'm going to add this at the end, so it's obvious that it's a single. So we get this. There's your single and a treble. Now just be warned, when you do this, if you've been doing a lot of that, sometimes it will become that. You get this kind of, or something like that. So just be warned, or just not warned, that's the wrong word, I'm warning you. No, just be aware that this is a little bit more tricky and you have to focus a little bit more on it. Or at least I find that I do. Maybe you're a genius, maybe you don't, who knows. So put the metronome on at 60, we'll do single, single, treble through all 3 positions. Here we go. Here comes a treble. Next position. final position. Let's try it at 100. Next position. Up to 120. All right, you can also try doing kind of linking them together. So. There we go. So there you go, guys. That was my alternate picking primer. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.